Yes, good morning. This is Robert Barrick. It is Monday the 25th of August, and I am taking a video of my bathroom. I've cleaned it. Wow, I think it must have taken about 3 hours to clean the bathroom when it would normally have taken maybe, I don't know, 30 minutes, because last night, again, I was under severe attack by these dirty officers. I was under severe assault where they were discharging their the drone sensor repeatedly. Initially, they had discovered how to exploit, and I'm referring to the Indianapolis Police Department, officers within that organization. They discovered how to misuse that device back in November of 2013 when I had filed a suit with the U.S. District Court. It was to punish and obstruct me from the work that I was doing in order to complete court pleadings by a deadline. During that first initial week, the week before the deadline, is when it started, and it started viciously, and it's continued ever since. And they escalated it since I filed the first time I didn't know what I was doing, and so it was dismissed without prejudice, meaning that I could come back and try again, and I have come back and tried again. I filed on July 8th, and since then I've submitted, I want to say, 4 motions as well to get the suit off the ground. And they have been torturing me ever since. I'm tired of it. What they've done now is adapt their torture to a despicable little operation in order to stop the suit and to dispense with me and to, seek retribution and, they're malice-ridden and they're vengeance-seeking. And so they have been applying the torture in order to manufacture evidence. What they'll do is they'll torture me to the point where, well, apparently they've discovered triggers. So over the past 10 months that they've been torturing me, they have discovered the places and intensity and types of torture that they can apply with the discharge of this device in order to drive me to despair and agony and upset to where I will share unkind words normally, mainly. And I will increase the amount of calls that I make to federal agencies complaining on these dirty officers. I have called the FBI in the last few days. I have called the 911. I mean, even calling, the den of the snakes, or the pit of the snakes, who are very good people. Those the dispatchers. 3 times last night, as a matter of fact. These dirty cops even blocked my phone, used whatever technology they have to block someone's phone so that I couldn't call and complain on their ceaseless attacks. I'm hoarse this morning because I've been yelling, stop, stop, when they tortured me. Part of their little dirty operation has been, I guess there are 7 elements that they have been trying to manufacture through the use of this torture. And, it seems like for months and months they've, been at 5 or 6 or 7, or 5 or 6 or 7, but not really. So, last night, hey, they wanted me to scream. So last night they gave them a lot of screaming. And yet here I am. So they're corrupt and dirty, despicable criminals that carry badges, and I'm sick of it. And I am not going to tolerate it anymore. They've turned my apartment basically into a torture chamber, and so, again, I'm not going to tolerate it anymore. And it isn't just the drone operators. They've installed I've already explained this in the video that I posted yesterday, and I don't want this one to be very long, except to say that they duplicated what they did last night, but this time what I was doing was cleaning my bathroom, and that doesn't comport with the caricature that they have manufactured, that they have created out of thin air in order to empoison others against me and to stigmatize me with. So stopping me through discharging the device at my prosthetic hips, my impaired shoulders with avascular necrosis, with my neck in my back, terrorizing me besides inflicting pain, because my father was paralyzed with a neck injury and was left paralyzed for the last decade of his life, and he died when I was 14, and so that stays with you, and so these officers are fully aware of that. So besides inflicting pain and pain, they're also inflicting torment or psychological torture, making me fear that they can use this device to permanently maim me. Anyway, I'm not going to go any further. I just wanted to show that I didn't let them stop me. I didn't let their dirty schemes prevent me from finishing this bathroom, although it took me, like I said, 3 hours. And then when I finally went to bed, they continued their torture, and I continued my screams and my calls to the Department of Homeland Security, the police department, and a couple of calls to the Department of Justice. Anyway, that's it. I'm going, and I'll post this video when I get to the library, because economic destruction is what they fall back on. They have 3 strategies. Criminally conspire to manufacture a pretext to charge me with a false crime. Criminally conspiring to with this operation to find a justification to seize my liberty in an alternative fashion, and 3, economic destruction, where they have interfered with my ability to find suitable work. They've forced me into a low-wage job where not only where they wouldn't be able to stop me from getting employed, where at a job that I would be qualified for, they destroy. They eradicate any interest with one phone call. They extinguish opportunity by stigmatizing me with one phone call to a prospective employer. But low-wage jobs where they hire anybody, they would be taking too much of a risk if they prevented me from getting the job. So what they've done instead is empoison my employer against me, where they don't schedule me. For this week, I had 1 shift, and that was for yesterday, and as a result of their sleep deprivation and their infliction of pain and torment, I missed that 1 shift that I have this week. Now next week I have 3, last week I had 2, but as you can see, and as my wages will prove, I haven't been making enough money to even support myself, which is, you know, it's just not credible. Anyway, that's where they're focusing now. They're planning on inciting my landlord again. So I've got that stigmatization, incitement, and harassment and persecution to deal with over the next few days. But I remain confident that these dirty cops will be brought to justice. As I said, I've filed a lawsuit. I'm looking for a lawyer, although they're even stigmatizing me to the lawyers that show interest in my case in order to keep me isolated, because they know that once I get a lawyer and once I get into court, they're done. These dirty, corrupt scum are done. Anyway, I'm sorry, it's upsetting. They imposed sleep deprivation last night, not allowing me to get to sleep until after midnight, not waking me up in the middle of the night with discharges, continuing to discharge and keeping me up for 30 or 40 minutes before I was allowed or permitted to go back to sleep. And they started off first thing this morning as well. I'm hoarse, as I said, because I've been trying to give them their little elements for their little second slimy strategy. Well, no one's come knocking on my door, and they have 4 officers on site here. two over there that are manufacturing the evidence by recording and by taping and recording me, video, audio, and then in the apartment down here, they actually have installed two officers commandeering the apartment below mine to supplement their torture, which they did when I first called Homeland Security and said, please take away this device. Well, Homeland Security, I think, considered taking it away. And so these dirty officers, not to be overcome, adapted to the situation, and so they started using their handheld versions of these devices. It's on the drone, this detection sensor, and have exploited it. And so they installed these officers at that time, which was back in March, April, and have been supplementing the drone's use of infliction of pain with the on-site torture team from the Indianapolis Police Department's ability to discharge their handheld devices in order to inflict pain that I refer to as a torture team. Anyway, 4 officers on premises, gave them a lot of yells to get to their fraudulent 7 elements, and yet, no one's knocking on my door. Yeah. All right, so I'm off to the library to post this and send out other complaints against these dirty, corrupt cops. Thank you for your time and attention. It's hot today. I think it's supposed to be 89 degrees. Excuse me, I'm starting to perspire a little bit.